Joining me now, and we spoke to her a lot when the wonderful, wonderful Queen passed away, royal correspondent and journalist Sarah Hewson. Sarah, great to see you on our screens in Australia once again. Let's remind people that this is not related at this stage, this investigation, to allegations about sexual misconduct or anything in relation to the young women and the Epstein matter. But it goes to the misuse of the power he had as a trade envoy representing the government, and this concern now that more in the government, or more, sorry, in the royal family knew than we earlier thought, perhaps even the King.
Yes, hello, good to see you again, Peter. Yes, this is about Andrew's role as a trade envoy between 2001 and 2011. And what the latest revelations appear to show is that the then Prince Charles, back in 2019, received an email from a whistleblower in which he apparently is warned that Andrew placed more emphasis on his relationship with the controversial financier David Rowland than he did with his own family. And in a second email, the whistleblower is shown to email David Rowland, in which he says to him that you are misusing your relationship with the royal family, and you only have a banking license in Luxembourg for his Bank Haveland because you paid HRH, the Duke of York, for it. Now, it is known that David Rowland had paid off £1.5 million loan of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor back in 2017, that he'd lent Sarah Ferguson some £40,000. And this isn't the only strand of investigation and allegation pointing towards greater knowledge within the heart of the royal family. We've also had Sir Vince Cable, the former business secretary, saying that there were long-standing concerns raised about Andrew's suitability as a trade envoy, that he was seen as a liability, that it was widely known, but that no one wanted to raise this with Buckingham Palace. And even as far back as 2001, diplomatic cables show a then ambassador to the UAE warning of crass and offensive behaviour, that Andrew was not so much enhancing as damaging relationships with the Emiratis and the reputation of the royal family. That was within weeks of him starting the trade envoy job, and 10 years later he was still in it.
Is the monarchy going to be able to avoid coming under a cloud here, Sarah? I mean, I think everyone has written off the former Prince Andrew. I think there's a lot of opprobrium for him and for his former wife, Sarah Ferguson. I think we get that. You can debate whether he's in or out the succession plan. I don't think he'll ever be king. And there's all these calls, obviously, for him to front up and appear in court in the United Kingdom and in a congressional hearing in the United States. But, I mean, give me your assessment. You've been around the royal circles for a long time. Is this going to impact Prince Charles, King Charles?
Look, this is the greatest scandal in modern times for the royal family. They can only survive it if they are able to put the firewall around themselves and restrict the damage that Andrew has on them, stop that stain spreading. More than 80% of people support him being removed from the line of succession. The government says it is very much on board with that. It remains to be seen how distant the royal family can be, because there are very serious questions being asked about who knew what when. And this is going to be a very, very, very long-running scandal. There's a long way still to go on this, Peter.
All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you, Sarah. We'll come back to that story.